There's this moment that keeps repeating for a lot of people. You open your notes, you stare at the blank screen, you already know what you want to do, and then nothing. It's not because you don't care, it's not because you don't have ideas, but because starting feels heavier than it should. Nobody really talks about that part, the quiet resistance, the invisible wall before the first step. It doesn't feel like fear. It feels like waiting for the right mood, the right clarity, the right version of yourself to show up. So you sit there, scrolling, thinking, telling yourself you'll begin when it clicks. But here's the truth I learned the hard way. That click almost never comes before you start. It comes after. Hesitation has a weird way of disguising itself as intelligence. You tell yourself you're being patient, thoughtful, careful with your time. But if you're honest, it's just sophisticated avoidance, because starting means you lose control. The idea stops living safely in your head. It turns into something real, something flawed, something other people could see or ignore. And we find that uncomfortable. So instead, you hold on to potential. You protect the version of yourself that hasn't failed yet. Potential feels clean, untouched. Execution gets messy fast. What nobody prepares you for is how much starting shrinks the fantasy. The first attempt is smaller than you imagined, slower, less impressive, and that gap between what you pictured and what exists, that's where most people stop. They don't quit, they just pause indefinitely. Days turn into months, months into years, and eventually, the idea doesn't feel exciting anymore. It feels distant, like something you used to be connected to. You see, that's the real cost of hesitation. The people we admire didn't avoid that gap. They stepped into it early. They made things before they felt ready, before they sounded smart, before it made sense. How they learned was by moving, taking action. The best way to build momentum is by taking action. It comes from contact, from interacting with reality instead of imagining outcomes. If you're waiting for the fear to go away, it won't. Many times, the fear actually grows the more you wait. If you're waiting to feel prepared, you won't. If you're waiting for certainty, you'll be waiting forever. Starting isn't meant to be dramatic. It's meant to be boring. It's opening the file, recording the first take, writing the bad paragraph, posting something you're not fully proud of. And that's the point. Once you begin, something shifts. The resistance loses its grip. The work starts talking back. It gets to the point where you're not stuck in your head anymore. You're in motion. If you're watching this and thinking, yeah, I know exactly what I've been putting off, good. You don't need a plan tonight. You don't need motivation. You don't need permission. You just need to begin while it still feels awkward. You're not supposed to get everything right. That's part of the journey. If there's no mistakes or hurdles on the journey, there's no real progress. So let's conclude. You don't need to feel different before you start. You start, and then something shifts. Just touch the work again. Open it. Add one line. Fix one thing. Press record once. That's enough. When you stop waiting and just do it, you actually end up somewhere. And if nobody sees it yet, good. Who cares? That's the process.